Year 10 Polynomials Exam Practice Question 8. Use the factor theorem to show that x minus 5 is a factor of x to the power of 3 minus 19x minus 13. So if we think of a factor like a quadratic, we look at a factor if it equals 0, we'll make everything else 0. So based on that, I know that if I look at it as a function of, and to make this factor 0, x needs to be 5. So that means if I substitute 5 into my equation, the answer should turn out to be 0. So let's double check that. So x is 5, 5 to the power of 3, minus 19 times 5, take away 30. Well, 5 to the power of 3 is 5 times 5 is 25, and 25 times 5 is 125. Then I've got 5 lots of 19. I'll do that working out over here. 5 times 9 is 45. 1 times 5 is 5, plus the 4 equals 9. That gives me take away 95, take away 30. So 125 take away 95 is 30, and 30 take away 30 is 0. So the function of when x is 5 equals 0, which shows me it is a factor. Now we need to fully factorize this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I need to do my long division. So that means I know my polynomial is x to the power of 3, take away 19x, take away 30. My factor that I'm dividing by is x take away 5. Now if you remember with long division, when we divide, we get this. So to go the opposite way, we are timesing to look at how much we've shared. So we always look at the x. X to the power of 3 divided by x is x to the power of 2. And now we go back the opposite way. X to the power of 2 times x is x to the power of 3. X to the power of 2 times negative 5 is negative 5x to the power of 2. Now we take this away. Okay, so this goes x to the power of 3 take away x to the power of 3 is 0. There's no x squared up there, so it's like me saying I've got 0x squared and I am taking away negative 5x squared. A negative and a negative becomes a positive, so it becomes 5x squared. Then I have left over negative 19x take away 30. And then I continue. I then go 5x squared divided by x is just positive 5x. And I'll work backwards. 5x times x is 5x squared. Then I've got 5x times negative 5 is negative. 5 times 5 is 25. So negative 25x. Then I need to take these away. So just make sure you're doing a takeaway on everything and not just putting a takeaway at the front. 5x squared take away 5x squared is 0. Negative 19x take away negative 25x. A negative and a negative becomes a positive. So it's negative 19x plus 25x, which gives me 6x. Then I have minus 30. I finish it off by, again, 6x divided by x gives me 6. And I'll work backwards. 6 times x equals 6x. And 6 times negative 5 equals negative 30. Now, all I need to do is take it away, and I can see 6x take away 6x is 0, and negative 30 take negative 30 is 0. So I've got nothing left over. So I can write that in a semi-factorized form. X minus 5 is my linear factor, and I've got a quadratic factor of x squared plus 5x plus 6. But fully factoring is meaning I'm wanting it to have all linear factors. So I'm going to have to still factorize. But I'm looking at my linear side. Now this is where it's quadratic side. But this is where we need to use our quadratic rules. That means two numbers times to get to AC. So we C is just 6. And I'm looking at two numbers that add up to equal B, which is 5. So the first thing I look at is my knowledge of 6. What makes 6? What factors? Well, I've got 1 and 6. I've also got 2 times 3. And 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 plus 3 is 5. So that gives me my amounts, which means I'm going to have x plus 2 and x plus 3. So I've got it in a fully factorized form of x minus 5, x plus 2 in brackets, and x plus 3 in brackets.